Well, this is a new book of epigrams, and it's called The Twoness of Oneness. The Twoness of Oneness. What do I mean by that? People like to say, they feel, a oneness with nature. And sometimes when we're in love, we feel as though we're at one with the other. But seldom do these sentiments last for long. And then we're aware again of what's distinctively separate about us in our lives, whether we want it to be that way or not. In ancient mythology, humans were said to be complete and whole in themselves, having both a male and a female aspect. We're not there anymore. We're separate. Anyway, so the Twoness of Oneness. Here's the epigram that opens the book. What am I up to in this? So old man, difficult, complaining, dying, unbecoming. So I'm playing on the word unbecoming. Something's unbecoming, and it's literally unbecoming. Remembering being at a party and meeting a famous astronomer, I asked him what would happen after the end of the universe. He had probably heard this kind of question many times before and was tired of it, but I was just making small talk. And I said to him, would there be souls after the end of the universe? And he said to me, I thought condescendingly, he said, have you ever seen a soul? And I said, no, of course I haven't. And he looked as though he thought the conversation would end there. And I said, well, will there be books after the end of the universe? Meaning that I didn't think he knew any better than I what would happen after the end of the universe. Sometimes the epigrams are about the limits of our knowledge, or that we don't acknowledge the limits of our knowledge. The man, the man who could do almost anything for himself, French kissing her. What am I up to with that? Well, how did I get to there? I guess I was thinking about kissing and what is kissing and why do we kiss? And they say that kissing has to do maybe with the way people used to masticate food and pass it on to the young, chewing the food and then passing it on, so it kind of developed our oral appetites. My mind kind of likes to look at first causes. How do we get to be the way we are? Why do we kiss? And then I like the idea of someone being independent, but of course there are some things you can't do just for yourself. The man who could do almost anything for himself, French kissing her. I guess there, what I'm playing with is the idea of breaking promises. We know that's a bad thing, but what about the promises we don't even offer? So, promises, comparative price check, not kept versus not made. Old age, farewells in progress, some of them not articulated. Oneself in the mirror, person to whom you must be sure to say goodbye. That one comes, I think, from my sense that as you get older, you let some things slip away and you know you're not going to say goodbye to everyone. You're just going to kind of let them go. It's too many goodbyes to say, perhaps. Anyway, that's where that came from. Sometimes the epigrams are just wicked, even at one's own expense. Here's one. Envisioning previous lovers in her, oneself retrospectively, odd man out. So, I don't think there are any lovers who have ever not speculated on their beloved, what he or she was doing before they met. And it's my nature to go at these uncomfortable thoughts and feelings and at least tease myself about their qualities. Envisioning previous lovers in her, oneself retrospectively, odd man out. And again, the other thing I'm doing here is we take the idiom, he's odd man out, and in this case, he's really odd. But of course, his oddness is just like all the rest of us, kind of. That's part of the epigram's argument, is that we block out a lot of things. We make ourselves blind to a lot of what we do or what others do. Anyway. We all know what lechers are. Lecher, from the French, to lick. A man immoderately given to sexual indulgence, as characterized by the immoderately envious. So for me, what's working in that epigram is the etymology of the word lecher, to lick. Who would have thought that? So I love to get at the root meanings of words. To me, that illuminates their full force that usually we're ignorant of or is suppressed. Okay, so to begin with, to find the meaning, the root of the word lecher knocks me out. And then I look up the dictionary definition, a man immoderately given to sexual indulgence. But who would have that opinion of another man, of another human being, to say he's immoderately given to sexual indulgence? That makes it sound bad. So when I hear that definition, I start thinking, what's the point of view of the person who's defining another human being that way? And I would say it's envy. So then I try to make some wordplay. Lecher, from the French, to lick. A man immoderately given to sexual indulgence, as characterized by the immoderately envious. In my earlier books of epigrams, I had essays that accompanied the books to try to explain what I thought I was up to, but also to offer a kind of a counterpoint in extended prose to what the epigrams were doing. So I was up to two things with those essays. I wanted to explain what my motives were and my strategies, but also I wanted to show the difference between a more extended form and something very small. So here it is. What made him do it again? All's well that ends well. A good time was had by all, happily ever after. August 2007, age 63. The writer's back from Paris. Édition Gallimard has acquired the rights to his novel, The Beholder, and he's completed a final draft of his new book,